Hello again and welcome to another edition of Southern Country. Hi, I'm Herb Suds and welcome to the show. Rose, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good to have you here. Also on this show, on board, we have Lyric Street recording artist Rascal Flatts. How you guys doing?
Good.
Fine. How are you doing?
All right.
We're doing great.
Welcome to the show.
Good to
Thank
be
you
here.
so
Thanks
much.
for having
Great to be here.
Yeah, good to have you at the Colorado Cafe.
Well, why don't we start off with some history on the bands. How did this group come about? Now, two of you are cousins? Or related?
Myself and Jay were cousins from Columbus, Ohio, and Jay actually moved to Nashville, and he talked me into moving down there, quitting my job in Ohio.
No, I had to beg him. He's not telling you the whole truth.
Oh, you
I had to
to
beg him to move down to Nashville. Yeah, he had a great job up there, and he'd been working up there for a long time, making good money. I said, buddy, won't you come down here and be poor with me for a little bit?
Yeah, and I moved there, and we were poor. And
we were
still
poor. We
are
lived
poor,
in a
but no.
one-bedroom apartment for about a year together, playing a lot of the honky-tonks and clubs around Nashville, Tennessee, and finally I landed a job with Shelley Wright. I was her band leader for about 2 years, and we needed a guitar player and hired Joe Don Rooney from Oklahoma.
Yep.
And at the same time, Gary and I were playing downtown Nashville. One of the nights, our guitar player couldn't show up, so I asked Joe Don, whom I'd met through Shelley, to come and fill in. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was doing my own thing in town, but I was looking for two cousins to start a trio with.
Really strange how that all worked out there.
It was a win-win for.
What did it mean in the bio when it said you were living the same lives in different states?
I think
They just thought that'd be cool to put in there.
Okay.
I don't really know
that
what
works.
that
No
meant.
meaning at
kind
all.
of,
Had nothing.
record label jargon, I think.
Okay.
But it works.
No, I grew up in Oklahoma, and they grew up in Ohio.
Right.
You know, and them being cousins, they kind of grew up together.
Okay.
You know, off and on, I think, their childhood. But I think our lives in music parallel each other
Okay.
in the sense that all the styles are the same that we've been into all of our lives. And
All the
it's-
influences and
Right.
all the upbringing, even as far as being raised by good Christian parents and
Right.
things
I
like that.
understand.
At the core of what we are as people, we're so much the same, it was uncanny,
yeah.
you know.
Now, what about the name Rascal Flatts? Who came up with that idea, and what does it mean?
Rascal Flatts means nothing. I wish that I could make something up that'd be cool to tell everybody out there. So if you guys have any suggestions, want to make something up for Rascal Flatts, let us know. But anyway, no, we were getting ready to sign with Lyric Street, and the little honky-tonk we were playing in Nashville. One night we just mentioned from stage, you know, if you guys got any ideas for something really cool, let us know. And a friend of ours comes in and he says, boys, this is last call, you know, he comes in and says, boys, I can talk to y'all for a minute. Well, see, back here in the 60s, a few friends of mine around the neighborhood and whatnot, we got this little garage band together, boys, and we used to call ourselves Rascal Flatts. And he said, by God, that's y'all's name right
There
there.
it is.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Is
So-
that how he
That's it.
talks?
That's exactly
That's
how he
exactly.
does.
He's,
Bill, Missouri.
he's suing us now. But
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding.
You
No,
didn't
he
mention
was.
his name, did you?
No.
Oh, so.
No.
We paid his tab and stole his name.
There you go.
There you go.
And here we are.
Now,
That's a
which
true
one of
story.
you...
That's a true
Is it
story.
really?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Honest to God,
No,
the
it's hard to
truth.
believe, but it's actually true.
It's
He
the
gave us
truth.
name, yeah.
It is.
Okay. Now, which one of you worked at the Grand Lake Opry?
That was me.
Okay, and what is that?
That was
like
back
a-
in Oklahoma,
Okay.
a few towns across from where I was from in Pitcher, in Grove, Oklahoma.
It's a rehab center.
It's a rehab
It's
center.
really what it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
It's exactly not what it is.
For ex-puppeteers that are out of business.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's
Something like
long
that.
story.
Actually, it's a music family show that kind of paralleled Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. We had the same kind of family variety from gospel to bluegrass to new country. And every month, twice a month, we'd have an Opry star from Nashville actually come in and sing. So I got to perform like 30 minutes before an Opry star would come in, like Johnny Russell, Connie Smith, you know, Merle Haggard came in. And I got to rub shoulders with some of those stars from the Opry. So it was just great, you know, very cool to
Who
cut my
was the
teeth on
most
that.
memorable performer that
I would
you
say
met
Johnny
there?
Russell, because
Cool.
I didn't know, but you know, on the single "Yesterday" by the Beatles, he actually wrote the song that Ringo Starr sang. I'm actually forgetting the name of the song all of a sudden, but it was "They're Gonna Put Me in the Movies."
Oh, Act Naturally.
Act Naturally. That's
Yes.
it. It was on the opposite side of "Yesterday," the top-selling single of all times.
Oh, you're kidding.
So I
didn't
learned
know
that from Johnny Russell, but I mean, other than that, he's just a great performer and had a lot of great hits.
Your self-titled album, Rascal Flatts, is filled with harmonies and they are unbelievable. Do you consider this a strong selling point for that album?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
would say so. I mean,
I
I
think
just,
that's what we're basically about. We're a trio. We're a vocal group, and we do pride ourselves in the fact that we sing harmony. I mean, that's what we're all about.
This is
no
different than
doubt
other
about it.
albums out on the
yeah,
shelf right now.
there's, and that's one reason why Lyric Street wanted to put us out there so quick,
Right.
because there was just a void in country music that didn't have that.
Well,
So
who
we,
was the last ones? Oak Ridge Boys sang.
Diamond Rio,
Diamond
I think,
Rio.
yeah.
Statler Brothers were great in that.
Sure,
absolutely.
You know, they
And
were
still
the,
are,
They're,
still
they're
are.
the king of harmonies, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oak Ridge Boys did a heck of a job, and they're during their.
Little Texas for a while was really good.
Were they
They
harmonies?
had- oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
we
Had a
we
good
kind
start.
of have the philosophy that if we couldn't do something a little bit different, there wasn't any use to do it. You know, honestly.
Because it's being in Nashville and actually trying to get a record deal and having a real, true, honest shot at getting a deal. I think these days you have to be different. I think there's there's enough Tracy Birds and stuff.
Exactly.
And it's hard to fill their shoes. You know what I mean? I mean
Does this album show off your influences in R&B, pop, country, and bluegrass?
I think we covered all bases
of them
on this
in that
album.
album?
If we had to go, it's one of these albums that when we listen to it, and we're really proud of it. And a lot of times you can go back and listen to it and say, well, I'd like to change that. I wouldn't change a thing on this.
Nothing.
I think we all are
Good to go on
totally
all songs?
satisfied. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Praying for Daylight, your first tune as a group?
yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the first tune
We
we
ever
ever
cut.
cut.
Yeah, as a group.
as a group. We went in to cut a 3-song demo before we even pitched to get a record deal, and it happened to be Praying for Daylight, Long, Slow, Beautiful Dancing from
Yeah.
Time to Time, which
That's
all
here.
three made the album. So.
Yeah. Now, every day's love. What do you mean by second version of Daylight?
I think it.
It's kind of the sequel to Praying
Oh,
for
is
Daylight.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
'cause I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just kind of builds upon what Praying for Daylight started, all the harmonies and the great country fiddle that we got in there, and we love to groove. I mean, I think one of the unique things we've done is taken deep grooves in music and made a perfect marriage between country sounding music and deep grooves and good harmonies. And I think that's best summarizes what Everyday Love is about.
You're making a video coming out. Your video coming out Everyday Love pretty
Next
soon?
week.
Good.
Yep. Next week we go down to
All right.
L.A.
I've been lifting a lot of weights and kind of getting ready for that.
Shave
Looking
up for that,
great, too,
yeah.
Gus. Looking
Thank you.
great.
Appreciate that. And
Steroids are kicking in. It's looking good, buddy.
Can't wait to see that video.
so I've been,
She wants to see your workout video.
Yeah.
well, I better not right now, but a little later on.
While You Love Me, that's a ballad. Gary got the vocals on that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good video. Good song.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it blew us away. We got the song the night before we went in to track our record, start the whole process, and it just
It's
blew
one
us
of those
away.
songs. I think if anyone would have cut the song, it would have been just a great song. It's just so well written,
Right.
and the melody's so memorable.
We were
And
very,
just
very blessed to be the
Exactly.
ones to cut it.
Of all the songs, which gets the most response out on stage?
Probably my song, the one I wrote. I'd have to say.
Which one is that? I'm looking for it now.
Not just me, I would have to say, probably. No,
Jay co-wrote.
yeah. No, actually,
It's not
it's
just
not just
me.
me. Yeah, absolutely. But I would say the biggest response we get right now is probably Praying for Daylight.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
that's the one
That's
that's
a
out there.
great
Yeah.
Some say it's a fun song.
Yeah.
Very fun song. That's
In
a
In what
great-
way?
Well, it's kind of got a Keenan's to it that goes along really nicely that a lot of people don't recognize right off the bat. But I think if you look over history around the turn of the century, a lot of people were trying to do a lot of the Keenan's Barn and Sons that they did when we did that song, and I think that's what's really going to make a difference
yeah.
in that tune.
It just kind of makes you. It's just it's a great summer song.
You know what
It really is.
caught my eye is a song called One Good Love. Love of family, God, and life.
Absolutely.
Gospel,
absolutely.
blues. To me, that caught my eye right away.
That sums up what Rascal Flatts is about right
There
there.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we always say at the end of the show, as a matter of fact, is that we believe everything revolves around that thing is one
And it
good
does.
love.
Did any of these songs were road tested before you cut them, or did you just
No, just
never
cut
went
'em.
out on the road and cut them?
You know,
No.
we just
You heard 'em?
set out when we set out to make this album actually with the 3-song demo in mind, because those 3 songs
Right.
were definitely going to make the album. We decided that no matter what, if we wrote the song or it's pitched to us, the best song's going to win for this album, no matter what. And we got very lucky to have publishing companies really step up some of their best songs, to us.
We really, really did.
Because a lot of times in Nashville with new artists coming out, they'll save the best songs for the Tim McGraws, the
Oh,
Rebas,
absolutely,
you know what I mean? and they don't want to come out with their top shelf stuff because they know
And
with
it's
the
a-
new
It's a new
artists.
group,
Yeah, and
As a writer, it's understandable too that you'd want your
Sort of pitch to Tim McGraw.
Exactly.
yeah, why not go
Sure.
sell 10 million instead of taking a chance on some?
A new group.
Yeah.
Have you toured with any other groups?
Yeah, I
country
was.
Groups?
Well, I was on the road with Michael English, gospel artist, and
Sure.
I toured with him and sang backup, and they were with
Pat
Shelley
Javison,
Wright.
Country Thunder. We did a few shows with him.
Yeah, it was
It was
awesome,
very cool.
incredible.
Tell us something unusual happened during the taping of that video.
I'll tell you one thing right now. We're upset because Joe Don's butt is in the video way more times
Yeah.
than ours is.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
We got no butt shots. Look for his butt because it's real noticeable.
You don't
It's
have to
right
look
there.
for it.
Okay,
They don't-
that's right. Don't have to look too
Whose
hard.
concept was it to show where all the television sets?
That was Trey Fanjoy, our director.
our video director, yeah.
And a
Where was the
GTO, you
tape?
guys were driving around in a
Yeah,
GTO?
68
That's pretty
GTO.
cool, huh?
Yeah, it was
It was
something
awesome.
This
else.
guy was kind of meticulous about that.
Was it the
that
car?
GTO,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where
This-
was it filmed?
The owner was standing by every time we
LA.
pulled up from a take. The owner was standing right there on the curb, like wringing his hands out, nervous.
Yeah.
Praying for Daylight, but the whole album was the highest sales debut of a country group. That was
SoundScan
surprising.
history.
SoundScan, yeah.
SoundScan
11,000 plus albums, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good first week.
Mm. And you're also #1 selling act at this year's Fanfare at Tower Record booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
What makes that possible? What made it happen?
I would-
Lyric Street
I think
Records.
a good song. you
Good
know?
songs.
Praying for
Yeah,
Daylight.
I think I think
The album was only 50 cents too.
That makes
Yeah.
a difference,
Yeah,
don't
that
it?
helps.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think country music fans and they're hungry for something different.
Different, and you guys are giving them something different.
We have.
I read in the bio here, it says, when someone listens to Rascal Flatts, they're going to hear a lot of harmonies, a lot of funkiness, because we love to groove. It's so encouraging for us to see country music going more in that direction. Explain the word direction. I don't know.
Well, I think that what I was the one actually that probably made that statement, and what I was trying to convey in that was, back early on in country music, recording techniques weren't very, they were primitive, I should say. So a lot of the sounds that they got on tape wasn't up to snuff with what even was going on in the pop world. So what I mean by that is, I think we finally decided that in order to compete with the pop world and the other markets, we need to be up to their standards. And the cool thing about country is we've just started in the past 5 or 6 years using those same techniques, the way they record drums, the way they record a rhythm section, and it's very cool to see us holding our records to the same standard and the same quality that the pop realm
Okay.
does. Because as a whole, the music genre as a whole, country music holds 8% of that. 8% of that. So I think what we're starting to see is a growth process here. People are starting to say, hey, country is not as backward and as
All
square
right.
as we thought it was. It's really cool music, and there's really cool people out there making country music, and it sounds great.
Do you think a guy like Alan Jackson and George Strait are cool country artists?
I really do, absolutely. But I think what the problem is that they've been stereotyped. They see a hat on somebody holding a guitar, and they automatically think it's going to sound like everything else that's out there.
Right.
And I think that what we need to do is stop the stereotypical country music picture that people have in their head and create some
I
new
agree.
excitement in country music.
I agree with that.
Let me give you a really good example, and that was the last time we played the Grand Ole Opry. We did the Grand Ole Opry, we played it, and it was like standing there on stage and looking down at all of the young kids that were up at the front of the stage
Right.
taking pictures
Pictures.
and stuff. Because I
Mhm.
remember as a kid going, yeah, I went the first couple
Right.
times, and I'd say, well, I'll stay here with Grandma. Y'all go ahead and go. You
Yeah.
don't want to hang out at the
The age
Opry
bracket
all the
has
whole
changed.
time. Yeah, I mean, once you see it saw it a couple
But-
times, you get in amazement. And you go, oh, but this was like, it was like, I mean, all the young kids wanting to come to the Grand Ole Opry.
Right.
We're bringing a lot of those, the younger, kids that were in the pop world, bringing them over to country, and they're thinking it's cool. So.
And we
even-
need them. We need them. You know?
We need everybody.
We need it for the
Yeah.
future
Well,
of country music.
Absolutely.
Even the Opry is a prime example of, going with change.
Right.
I mean, they got a whole new backdrop now. They got
Yeah, I
a whole new
didn't see
lighting
that.
system.
Yeah.
It's a little more hipper.
Got rid of the barn.
But it's still kind of got the barn scene to it. But it's a little hipper, But there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's cool.
Meanwhile, you get a flavor of you guys out there, or the new groups, and you get Porter Wagner out there, and
Right.
Bill Anderson, and
And I
Absolutely.
think
And-
these
and the
days,
classics.
I think these days in country music and at the Opry or radio, there's so many different kinds take your pick on what you want to hear, because there's something for everybody in country music now.
We've been asked a lot of times by some folks the questions as simple as, well, y'all boys don't have boots and hats on,
Yeah.
and you play country music. And I firmly believe that country is a way of life. It's not about a look. It's not about how you look. Country is how you were raised and how you live your life.
Right.
And I think that so many people have this misconception, and hopefully we're doing a little bit to kind of change that.
I think you're doing a great job of it.
Well, thank
I
you.
saw
I
Praying for
think so,
Daylight,
too.
and I don't know what the second video is going to look like because I haven't seen it, but
Well, we all
Praying for
got
Daylight-
cowboy hats and boots on and
Did you
stuff.
put?
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
dress for that?
No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
we cross-dressed actually
Well,
for
that's
that.
wow.
I didn't. I
Kind of
I
play the
drove,
straight guy.
they-
Female trio,
A little different.
Dixie Dudes.
And I had my dad backstage passes so he could come back and visit with me and everything. And it was a little chilly out there, and it got colder as the night went on, and he got frustrated and really, really upset by the fact that he had to wait so long to get his backstage passes. So I get a call from him this morning, first thing this morning, and on the other end of the phone I hear this. It's so funny, but really I hear this, hello? And I said, Dad? He said, yeah, it's me, man. And I said, what? I said, Dad, I said, what's wrong? He said, well, like hell, man, I caught it damn cold out there waiting in that cold weather, man. Waiting to get them tickets. I said, Dad, there is no one in the history of the world that has ever gotten a cold from being cold. And he said, buddy, I got one. Listen to me. I'm all stuffed up, buddy. Listen to me. That's just the funniest thing in the world. So I got tickled about it and was telling the guys in the band about it tonight at dinner, and everybody was just laughing about it. But my dad is so funny. That's a neat family story.
It's because his dad's so serious about stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
he
he's
really
such
is.
a big guy, and to hear him out of context,
Yeah,
with that
cold.
nasal thing going on, it's pretty
Did he
funny.
ever get into the show?
Yeah, he
Oh,
finally
good.
came back, and we took good care of him. But
You
boy,
could see him for like 3 miles away, arms just walking, just couldn't wait to get up there to us.
Stick a bump on somebody.
I don't think he'll ever be back to another show.
No,
though.
probably
No,
not.
that was it.
Not when it's that cold.
Not
Tell
much.
and tell that Randy, that road manager, man, if I got hunt tickets down like that again, I'm gonna be pissed.
You guys
What do
gotta
you
get
guys
out there
do?
and
What do you
sing.
guys do for hobbies? What's your hobby? This is it.
Well, I'm actually into, and Gary and I both share similar interests in like guns and weaponry and stuff like that.
Okay.
He's more into hunting and fishing. I'm more into hunting down humans. But
Yeah, that's my passion. My passion, my obsession is hunting and fishing. I love it.
Humans.
Nothing like it for me.
yeah, actually, Gary, his brother fishes on the pro walleye
Yeah.
circuit.
Yeah.
And he's been doing real well lately, so
Yeah.
we're real proud of him. But Gary doesn't get a chance to do it as often as he'd like to. I love to go see movies. I'm a big movie buff.
Love to play golf.
Besides crocheting, Jodon has a couple other things he's into. He can tell you about those things.
Your golf?
Just golf, but crocheting.
Jodon
Crocheting
is a
number
great
one.
golfer.
Is he?
Yeah, it
Awesome
really is.
golfer.
Really?
It really is. I taught him everything, and it took a long time to turn him around, but he's really where I need him to be now. He
Is he
really
your
is.
handicap?
Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm his biggest handicap.
That's what I
Yeah.
figured.
My
Yeah.
handicap is golf. So I'm kind of.
What's the goals in the future of the Rascal Flatts?
Hopefully 10, 15 years from now, we can be right here on
Back-
Sudson
back
Country
Sudson
doing
Country,
That's
Colorado
right.
Cafe.
Now that's a
Absolutely.
goal.
That'd be
There you go. I think that would be.
Be all right.
I think we should look forward to that one.
All right.
Well,
Thank
guys,
you guys for having us. We appreciate
it's
it.
been a
Thank you
pleasure
very
to have you in
much.
Southern Country. We look forward to having a great show at the Colorado Cafe this evening. I think
Let's rock.
let's rock it. That's it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That about wraps up this edition of Southern Country. We want to thank Rascal Flatts.
God bless
for
you
being
guys.
here. Yes, indeed. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.